Even though Canelo Alvarez is a huge favorite, quite a few pros are siding with Jermell Charlo to be the winner of their fight, and Floyd Mayweather doesn't think Canelo stands a chance. Bernard Hopkins thinks that Canelo has to do one thing in order to win, otherwise he thinks Jermell will be a nightmare for Canelo. Bernard stated, "His style is totally different from the styles that Canelo has fought. Charlo is younger, more determined to prove that Canelo's time has been great, but it's up. I just believe that Canelo will have to get him out of there early. The later the fight goes, the more Canelo will start showing not only his age, but he'll start showing the success he's been enjoying for so long is starting to look different. Canelo elevates Charlo. I just think that he has the skills, and if he maintains that mentality, it can be really a nightmare for Canelo based on style." When John Ryder talked about the upcoming fight, he mentioned that Jermell is going to have to get up close if he wants to beat Canelo. John stated, "I'm sure the process will be a lot easier for Charlo. He doesn't have to cut weight. He's probably going to have a more enjoyable camp than he has ever working on tactics than losing weight for the fight. I'm sure he'll come in fresh and look to cause the upset. I think it'll be a cagey affair. I think Charlo will come out early and try to press forward, but he'll realize that he's not going to get away with that, throwing caution to the wind a bit and throwing less." Robert Garcia knows that Jermell is facing a lot of diversity going into this fight, but he really believes that he'll be able to punish Canelo. Robert stated, "I can't wait for this fight, man. It's going to be one of those challenges for Canelo that he needs to be in his top, shape to win. We know Charlo's moving up 2 divisions, but like everybody's been saying, he's not smaller. He's big, maybe even bigger than Canelo. He was also a 154-pounder at one time, so, I don't see much of a difference. I'm pretty sure when it comes to fight night, they're probably going to be weighing around the same weight because I'm pretty sure Charlo jumps up in weight after he makes weight, so it's interesting. I think it'll be a very competitive fight, won't be a mismatch. So I can't wait. I'm very excited." Ronnie Shields thinks that he knows the key for Jermell to win, and he believes that Jermell will bring enough power to get the job done. Ronnie stated, "Jermell is one of the few fighters who holds his power throughout the whole fight. You don't get too many of those, but Canelo is also able to do that. It really makes this a great fight. Charlo has to make sure he wins rounds convincingly. You won't win close rounds against Canelo. You have to keep pushing. Canelo has great defense, so Charlo has to be in great shape and push from the beginning to end. You don't see a lot of fighters go to Canelo's body because it's hard to get close enough to do it. He'll have to come up with a scheme to get into that position. I think Jermell Charlo wins this fight by split decision." Calvin Ford doesn't like Canelo's chances, and he thinks that someone's going to sleep. Calvin stated, "When you look at Canelo's last 3 performances, he didn't look like himself. Charlo has something to prove, and Canelo has something to prove. Does he still have the legs to continue doing what he's been doing to get him where he's at? Somebody is going to sleep." Derek James actually thinks that Jermell will have an advantage with moving up 2 weight classes. Derek stated, "Just because you're moving up 2 weight divisions, it doesn't mean you have to gain all that weight. I think that his advantage is his size, and I think you have to maximize what you have. I think it would be great, and at the same time, I see Jermell making history, and he would have to be considered one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters of all time because most of the people don't even have him rated in their pound-for-pound ratings." Amir Khan knows precisely what Canelo brings to the table, but he really does think that Jermell could have a chance in beating him. Amir stated, "Charlo and Canelo is too strong, but then again, looking at Canelo's last few fights, you can see that he's aging a little bit. He has been getting caught a lot more, and he got beat by Bivol. Canelo still has that X factor that he's always had. You got Charlo there, who's an amazing fighter and look good in all his fights and strong as well. He has decent and good boxing skills. I do lean more towards Canelo winning that fight. Charlo could have, if he stays away from big shots, boxes him and stays busy. I think that if Charlo stays busy in that fight, he wins that fight. Austin Trout is the only mutual opponent that both fighters have faced, and he sees a chance for Jermell to beat Canelo. Austin stated, Canelo is very explosive in his punches. He's not going to punch the whole time. He's very choosy and picks shots, but he places them very well. So if Charlo is going to be busy on his attack, he's always keeping in mind that his shots are coming. So I think Charlo should be busy. Don't worry about Canelo's size. In my opinion, I think Charlo is naturally a bigger man. Even though Charlo is coming up in weight, I think that's going to be a benefit for him because he's been sucking down to get to 154. From what he's coming down from, I don't know, but I'm guessing close to 200 for sure. I think Charlo is more in his prime. Canelo is still in his prime, but maybe in the tail end of his prime. That's my idea and my opinion. Jose Benavidez Sr. is definitely hoping that Jermell is able to beat Canelo. Jose stated, "I'm wishing and I'm hoping that Jermell Charlo will win." Tony Harrison thinks that Jermell moving up 2 weight classes is very stupid, but he's still hoping that he's able to come away with the win. Tony stated, "I think it was stupid. I think it was very stupid. Not necessarily him moving up because he probably naturally walks around at that weight. I think it was stupid in the aspect of him breaking his hand and coming back to fight one of boxing's best. He becomes the best fighter in boxing this past century if he beats Alvarez. And I'm gonna say that in front of everybody. He becomes the best over unified heavyweight champion Alexander Usyk, Gervonta Davis. He becomes the best fighter in the world, pound for pound #1, if he beats Canelo Alvarez at 168. Heavyweight Jared Anderson actually believes that Jermell is going to surprise everyone with his abilities. Jared stated, "I honestly think Jermell Charlo will surprise a lot of us. A lot of people are doubting him. I do think Canelo is the smarter fighter. I do feel like Charlo's emotions get into it too much, but like I said, I feel like he's going to surprise a lot of us. A lot of people are counting him out as if he can't win the fight. I think he's going to come into the fight and show us a completely different Charlo, and he's going to make it a very interesting fight for both of them." Jim Lampsey isn't too sure on Canelo's chances anymore, and he stated, "We're reaching the stage of Canelo's career at which you have to begin to question, alright, what now creates the hunger, and how well can he access all that hunger? Once you've established that you're capable of losing and you've been clearly beaten in a fight that you chose because you thought you were going to win it, and now you're in a whole new psychological territory. You know all sorts of new uncertainties are introduced. Well, Floyd Mayweather believes that Jermell definitely has the upper hand in this upcoming fight. Floyd stated, "It's a lot of wear and tear. Boxing is a lot of wear and tear. You can get old overnight. You can. It's how boxing is. You look at these fighters. When I got fighters, we've got to be smart about this in the business. You don't ever want to say nothing to the athletic commission about certain fighters, their health, but their health is very important. We have to start doing more research and more tests on these fighters if we genuinely care." If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and check out some of our other videos on the screen right now.